Well, floorball fans, it's almost time to begin day 5 of the 2023 NAFL season. Live here from Georgetown, Texas. You can see the Fresno Force coming out now, getting ready to take on the Florida Vikings. It's set to be an exciting match of floorball. Fresno, a team that has gained a lot of momentum this season, certainly on a redemption arc from last season. They've been performing well. They're currently 2-2 on the season, coming off of a loss yesterday to the Ohio Aviators, but it was a tight-fought game, and they've had a lot of patches of greatness. The Florida Vikings coming into this game with a 3-1 record. They have been performing incredibly well since their first day loss to the Minnesota Growlers. It kicked them into gear. Their team's been finding chemistry, a lot of new foreign talent for the reigning Troy Cup champions. They're going to seek to utilize it well here on the court against a fired-up Fresno team. It's going to be a lot of Swedish players here. It's going to be a lot of fun. And with the buzzer, we're ready to head down now for the face-off. Fresno breaking the huddle. It's certainly going to be a phenomenal matchup. Referee Vince Faso ensuring the Secretariat is set there at the close table as both teams ready on the court. It'll be number 34, Alex Noeman for the Fresno Force. Ready for the face-off against number 5, Jacob Kopetsky. Both players incredible utility players for their teams. A lot of great defensive action from the two of them. This game is certainly going to be fast-paced. Both teams loving and favoring counterattacks. A lot of their goals coming from it. Neither one of these teams are necessarily the ones to set up long offensive drives. We're definitely going to expect a lot of back-and-forth recovery there. Florida. The pass. Wojtek Janacek coming down. Close wing. Williamson. Ball chipped out of bounds. It's going to be a Florida Vikings hit-in. Number 68, Oliver Bexbucka to take it. He'll go down. Liam Williamson. Over to Wojtek Janacek. Janacek backing up there. Pressure from Max Blanco. Blanco pushing him back behind his own goal line. The pass off the back wall to number 23, Liam Williamson. Chipped away there by Blanco. Blanco trying to get the angle around. He still has possession. He'll go with the pass. Adam Torkelson. Torkelson behind the goal line. Pressure from Williamson in Florida territory. He's got Noeman. Alex Noeman. Pass there. Wojtek Janacek. The shot. It sails wide right. Saved there by Theodor Suderquist. We'll go with the pass. Kim Nyberg. Edvin Nilsson to Fredrik Frafjord as the Fresno Force making substitutions here. Taking it slow. The pass to Justin Knight. Driving center, pass back to Walsh, over to Knight. Pressure there from Ole Strum. He's made a name for himself so far this season for the Vikings. As an ardent defender, he shows a lot of hustle on the court, knows when to press, generally playing as the up man in a 1-2-2 zone defense. Walsh, now to Matt Smith. The spin back around, Strum pressuring hard. Smith getting the angle. Pass center court, intercepted. Matson to Linus Malmstrom. Shot saved by Suderquist. Another shot sailing high in the air. Fredrik Frafjord there on the recovery for the Force, but he'll lose control. Referee's going to stop play. It's going to be a Force free hit. 18-20 still remaining in the first. A lot of excitement, a lot of back and forth, a lot of possession battles. Pass to Nyberg. Back to Edvin Nilsson. Cross court. He'll find Max Blanco. And Holomotsky getting a stick in there, nearly stopping possession, but Noeman now on the far wing. Chip pass down to Torkelson. Back out, Nilsson, pass intercepted by Kopetsky. Kopetsky's got Bexbucka an out route. Williamson on the close wing. Bexbucka now, back court, over to Kopetsky. Coming around, center lane. We get past Blanco, back to Bexbucka, getting the angle on Blanco. The pass in the center, intercepted there by Alex Noeman. Over to Torkelson, misses the ball for a shot attempt. Goes off the stick of Bexbucka. Able to get it down the line. Max Blanco there with support. The shot attempt by Noeman sailing wide right. Blanco with the pass to Torkelson. A lot of pressure here from Fresno, but all over to Bexbucka, able to get it out here. And the steal by Blanco. Fresno continuing the drive. Florida nearly gaining traction there, but it's going to be a free hit awarded to the Force in Florida territory. Pass down, Walsh to Knight. Knight, pass chipped off the stick there of Matson, hitting the top of the board and staying in. Lindborg down to Malmstrom. Linus Malmstrom coming around. Pass intercepted there by Smith. Forced back into Florida territory. Smith getting the angle. Phenomenal hustle there from the team captain. Malmstrom and Matson trying to chip it away. Malmstrom able to get it into Fresno territory, and it's going to be a Florida Vikings free hit. Lindborg to Jalovi. Down to Matson. Lindborg down to Jalovi. Close wing. He's got Malmstrom to the side. He'll go back out. Lindborg to Matson again. On the far side, the shot attempt there by Linus Malmstrom. Sailing wide out of bounds. It'll be a Fresno hit in. First line coming back down to the court here for the Fresno Force. Edvin Nilsson. The pass to Neumann. Neumann to Nyberg. Nyberg back to Neumann. Go down. Find Edvin Nilsson. Neumann at the point. Nyberg still kicking it back out to the backcourt. Some pass-heavy offense here. Blanco starting the drive. And a tumble over the back wall there for Bexbucka. Alex Neumann. The shot sails wide. It'll go out of bounds. The board still toppled there. The Excel floorball boards, of course, easy to repair. We've gotten a lot of great compliments on the set that we use here in the North American Floorball League. Lucas Jalovi. Pass to Lindborg. Go over, find Matson. Chips it back out. Lindborg, Jalovi. Malmstrom, close wing, driving in. Over to Ollis, throw him the ball, sailing out of bounds off the body of Justin Knight. It'll be Florida's hit in here. Ollis through him. We go with the pass to Lindborg. Jalovi, center court. Malmstrom shot just wide. Narrowly missing Söderqvist there, sailing out of bounds. It's Fresno's hit in. Walsh now. Coming in, center lane. Back down to Frafjord. Off the wall, to find Castellanos. Castellanos, a player who never gives up on the court. When the Lord made him, he didn't put quit in there. Castellanos, of course, is a great utility player for the Force, staying down in the box. He scored a lot of goals staying there. It's an intense offensive strategy for Fresno, constantly driving, constantly trying to get it into the man close to the goal, but it's been effective so far this season. Jalovi, pass intercepted by Smith. Castellanos trying to drive around Lindborg, looking for the penalty. Instead it goes back. Malmstrom taking his time. He'll pass it off to Bexbucka as the Florida Vikings make substitutions. First line back out here for Fresno. Bexbucka to Wojtek Janacek. Blanco pressing here for Fresno. Janacek able to get the angle on Blanco. Bexbucka to Kopetsky. Kopetsky being driven back there by Edvin Nilsson. Off the wall, Janacek driving in tight. Olomotsky nearly able to get a shot off, but Fresno deflecting. Blanco on the fast break. The shot goes off the helmet there of number 31, Jean Kral. It'll be Fresno's hit in. Neumann to Nyberg. The shot attempt saved by Jean Kral. Heading to the back corner there, Max Blanco with the spin around, going behind the goal. He'll pass it back down off the wall to Nilsson. Kim Nyberg. From mid-range, the pass to Neumann. Over to Nilsson. Fresno retreating to the perimeter here with their passing. Interception there. Kopetsky to Janacek. Back to Kopetsky. Saved by Söderqvist. A close call for the Force. Torkelson. The pass to Knight. Second line back out for Fresno. Frafjord to Knight. Over to Walsh. Far side, Knight. Back to Walsh. Down to Castellanos, close wing. Matt Smith now on the far wing. Castellanos down to Knight. Looking for an opportunity, facing double team defense there. Castellanos able to chip it back out. Fresno taking it slow so far this game. There haven't been as many defensive attempts that have been created. Therefore, the counterattack offense not necessarily working. You can see the strategy there, trying to get it down to Castellanos, but the pass sailing wide, chipped out of bounds there by Lindborg. Castellanos getting ready, but Fresno's going to sub a line here before this hit in. It'll be Neumann and Blanco heading back to that far corner, set to take it. Neumann, Nilsson, shot attempt saved by Kral. Lindborg facing pressure there from Neumann and Blanco, able to get around. Ball chipped in the air out of bounds. It's going to be the Vikings hit in. In the first 7 minutes, it's been a game of good defenses. Still scoreless here from two traditionally high-octane teams. Bexbucka driving in center lane to Liam Williamson. Holomotsky trying to get it down there, chipped out of the box by Nilsson. Max Blanco now for the force. Going in, Neumann in the center, trying to drive around Janacek, but he's able to get the angle. Bexbucka, the pass to Wojtek Janacek. Alex Neumann going over the boards there in the back. Florida trying to capitalize. Janacek, pass attempt, blocked there by Blanco. Goes off the foot of Torkelson, back out to Oliver Bexbucka. The pass down behind the goal line. Wojtek Janacek facing pressure there from Nilsson. Out to Williamson, shot goes off the leg of Söderqvist. Back to Bexbucka. Kopetsky, shot attempt goes off the body of Nilsson and sails onto the outside of the goal. Edvin Nilsson now, number 90, with the pass to Nyberg, over to Neumann. Neumann biding his time as the team makes substitutions. Knight over to Walsh. Down to Matt Smith. A heavy Canadian presence here on this line between Smith, Knight, and Walsh. Smith and Walsh, of course, playing together last season on the Fresno Force squad, calling themselves the Canadian Exports. They've added to their ranks this season with Justin Knight and Thomas Kortmanch. Matt Smith faking a pass will go instead to Walsh, far side. Ole Strum still staying a little bit back in the press here for the Florida Vikings. Now he's going to rush Smith. Smith forced to pass back to Taylor Walsh there. Smith, close wing. Pass center court. Cross-court pass. He'll find Knight. Knight shot attempt goes off the body of Lindborg. Now Malmstrom driving for the Vikings, getting around Smith. The shot just wide right of the goal. It's on the far wall. Matson on Knight. Knight able to chip it around. Lindborg there for support for the Vikings. Chipped in the air. Fresno making substitutions as they get ready for this hit. Edvin Nilsson to take it for the Force. Pass down the line, around the world. Alex Neumann into Torkelson. Shot saved by Jean Kral. From a foot or less. What a save by the Florida Vikings. It's going to give them another chance here. Williamson, the pass to Bexbucka. Fresno running a full court press defense, forcing a quick pass. Nilsson shot good. The Fresno Force, the first on the board. The attempt created there off of the full court press defense. Rushed the pass, and Edvin Nilsson there waiting to take the shot. Your score with 10 minutes, 54 seconds still remaining in the first. It's the Fresno Force 1, Florida Vikings 0. That's the kind of strategy that's led the Force to a lot of success so far this season. It's those quick, fast break opportunities off of defensive chances, stolen passes such as that one. Recovery there on the face-off by the Force. Nyberg now with the ball. He'll go down to Blanco. Deep pass down over the head of Larson over to Torkelson. Ball chipped out of bounds. It's going to be Fresno's hit in. Back down, Nilsson, over to Nyberg. Down to Blanco. Off the wall, Neumann. Spin, trying to get around Jalovi. Lindborg there for support. Jalovi able to easily take possession. He'll try it off the wall, but Blanco's there. Play stopped. It's going to be a force-free hit. Neumann to take it. We go down, diagonal pass. Nilsson, shot, post and out. Another attempt by Torkelson, saved by Jean Kral. Nearly a second goal there for Nilsson. Alexander Larsson now with the pass to Jalovi. Emil Mattsson in center court. Now Malmstrom, close wing, driving down. Mattsson shot attempt goes off the body of Knight. Now back to center court, Williamson to Bexbucka. Liam Williamson with the pass down to Malmstrom, sailing wide. Florida not going to press. And Nilsson, the pass to Knight. Walsh coming on the court to complete the line substitution here. Knight to Walsh. He'll get around Olestrom. Past Malmstrom. The pass in the box to Castellanos, just wide, recovered by Bexbucka there for Florida. Castellanos losing a stick, looking to the referee for a call. Emil Mattsson with some fancy footwork. The pass down to Olestrom, deep in Fresno territory. Frafjord on the pressure. Olestrom going to get sent into the wall. It's going to be a Florida hit. Mattsson to Malmstrom, back to Mattsson. Into Malmstrom. In triple coverage, goes off the body of his own man, Olestrom. Liam Williamson with a pass sent to Mattsson off the wall. Bexbucka now from center court. Mattsson losing some control there. He'll have to send it back into Vikings territory. No press here from Fresno just yet on the defense. Max Lindborg, far side. Back to Mattsson. Florida slowing their game down a bit, trying to control the pace here. Linus Malmstrom. Jalovi to Lindborg. Jalovi in the center lane. Malmstrom, the spin to try and get around Castellanos, losing some control. Jalovi's shot goes off the body of Walsh. And an interception there by Frafjord. It goes off the body of Jalovi. Mattsson, Jalovi. Back to Mattsson. Shot goes off the legs there of Justin Knight. Another attempt by Olestrom. Goes off the legs of Theodor Söderqvist, the goalkeeper for Fresno. It's going to be Florida's hit in. And a shot attempt by Janacek off the body of Walsh. Slapped away there by Torkelson. Another shot attempt, this time saved by Söderqvist. Kopecky losing the pass. Fresno not cracking under pressure just yet to the Vikings. That ball chipped away and out of bounds by Justin Knight. Fresno, one of the best teams in the NAFL when it comes to field players doing the dirty work, saving goals, getting their bodies between the ball and the net. Taylor Walsh and Justin Knight among some of the best in the league for that strategy, and it certainly saved them from 3, maybe 4 attempts there by the Vikings on that drive. Now Fresno going to look to regain some of their momentum. Neumann trying for possession there. Olomotsky falling down around him. Neumann still with the ball. Pass. He'll find Nilsson. Nyberg now. Close wing. Down Neumann. Driving against Jalovi. Coming in close. The shot just saved by Jean Kral. Nearly in. He was fumbling for the ball. Another goal from less than a foot of range, saved by Kral. The pass to Holomotsky sailing wide. Max Blanco going to try to capitalize there. Hit's going to be awarded to the Vikings off of Blanco's defense. 7:18 still remaining in the first. Fresno still the only team on the board. Malmstrom. The pass goes off the body of Castellanos. Emil Mattsson able to recover. Shot goes off the body of Frafjord. Söderqvist diving, trying to catch the ball. Justin Knight's going to be there for backup. Sending it down the wall. Bexbucka for the Vikings. Down to Malmstrom. Castellanos pressing. Malmstrom capitalizing, getting the angle. He'll send it into the far corner. It's still in play off the wall. Frafjord to Walsh now. Sending it down deep, hoping that Castellanos can get there in time. And the ball gets back out to Linus Malmstrom. They go over to Mattsson. Off the back wall, Frafjord able to get there first. He'll find Knight with a pass off the wall again. Fresno with a great recovery there. Off of some pressure from the Vikings. Matt Smith to Justin Knight. Back to Smith. Yesterday we spoke with goalkeeper number 95 for the Florida Vikings, Trent Kling. He said that the Vikings are confident that they'll be able to take it all the way back. That's why the team is assembled to win the Troy Cup for a second season in a row. But he said, of course, Fresno is going to be an important team to beat on the road back to the Troy Cup. He says they've shown a lot of promise this season, and they're certainly not a team that Florida is going to look to underestimate. The hit awarded here to Fresno. Less than 6 minutes remaining in the first. Neumann down to Nilsson. Over to Nyberg, close wing. Now Neumann, far side, trying to get it to Blanco in the box. It'll go off of his torso to where Florida can get control. On the far side, Gopetsky chipping the ball in the air. Suderquist on the save. Neumann on the assault here, going around Jalavi. He'll go to the ground, still able to maintain possession after a slide there. Blanco to Neumann. He'll lose control of the ball. Lindborg unable to capitalize in time. Kicked out of bounds. It's going to be the Florida Vikings on the hit, and number 34, Alex Neumann, not happy about the call. Number 68, Oliver Bexbucka, set to take it. It'll pass down to Matson. Down to Malmstrom, sailing out of bounds. It'll be a Fresno Force hit in here. Matt Smith, number 61, set to take it. He'll go down to Walsh. Always Thrum with the press. Down to Knight. Back to Walsh. Smith taking it slow. Working down to Castellanos in the far corner. Castellanos, a returner to the Fresno Force squad. Teammates last season also with Matt Smith and Taylor Walsh. Smith going to the ground there. It'll be a Fresno hit. Taylor Walsh in the backcourt. Over to Knight. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Matt Smith now taking his time. And with a smooth fake pass to the right, able to get it to the left to Walsh. Knight in close there. He'll lose just enough control of the ball. Smith from midcourt, the save by Jean Kral. Just by inches on his right foot. A powerful shot from Castellanos there. Malmstrom driving in, goes off the legs of Smith. The ball crushed underfoot. Referee's calling for a face-off call. It'll be on the close side. It'll be Blanco on Kopetsky. And the ball chipped out of bounds there. It's going to be Lukas Jalavi set to take the hit. He'll go down, finds Janacek. Off the wall, back to Lindborg. Blanco pressuring from behind, still able to get a pass off in front. The ball stolen there from Kopetsky. Blanco trying to get around Jalavi. Jalavi, a player who, of course, knows how to use his frame in physical defense. Getting a lot of leverage traditionally, but sometimes it draws penalties. It did yesterday in Florida's matchup against the Fort Worth Jaguars. Florida, of course, coming off of a 12-4 win yesterday against the Jags. It was a rematch of last year's Troy Cup battle with a very similar result. Of course, Florida winning the Troy Cup championship against the Jaguars 11-3, yesterday 12-4. They've got to be coming off of that game yesterday feeling like once again they've returned to championship form. But still, a bit of a slow start here against Fresno. A lot of opportunities, but not any conversions just yet. 3.5 minutes remain in the first. Kopetsky coming around center lane. Go down, Wojtek Janacek. Far side, trying to pass to Lindborg in the box, but it sails wide. Nyberg able to recover there for the force. Jalavi stopping momentum. Jalavi's shot attempt powerful, but it sails out of bounds. It's going to count here as a hit-in for Florida. Neumann again unhappy with the call there from referee Vince Vaso. Emil Matson the pass down to Williamson. Matson far wing. Back to Williamson. Working that far lane passing. Pass chipped there off the stick of Edvin Nilsson, but it still finds its way to Bexbucka. Down to Malmstrom. Linus Malmstrom, the pass to Matson goes off the body of Nilsson. He's spinning around. The Force nearly not finding the ball in time. And it's a delayed penalty call here. Florida putting 6 field players on the court as a result. Kopetsky on the far side. Go to Yalavi in the center. Janacek. Working back and forth there with Kopetsky down to Malmstrom. Getting in the box there, Nilsson able to box out Olestrom, and as he does, it's going to be a penalty here on number 27, Jonas Castellanos. Florida currently down by a goal. This may be their opportunity to put themselves on the board and make it a tie game as they enter power play with 2 minutes, 21 seconds still remaining. And Captain Matt Smith there, the Fresno Force, hoping for a face-off. Referee Vince Faso explaining that possession is maintained. Malmstrom to Yalavi, to Kopetsky now. The shot attempt by Strum goes off the body of Nilsson. Neumann chipping the ball up. It'll go off the head there of Kopetsky, coming now, close wing. A battle in the center. Malmstrom able to pass it out. Kopetsky down to Strum, back to Yalavi. Kopetsky to Malmstrom on the outside of the goal. Saved by Söderqvist. A close call there. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Olestrom to Malmstrom. Over to Kopetsky. Unable to convert on that shot attempt. Going to the back boards. It's going to be a Florida Vikings free hit. Malmstrom down to Yalavi. Over to Strum. Back to Yalavi. Kopetsky. Powerful shot attempt, but it sails wide out of bounds. Head coach Bruno Lundberg there of the Fresno Force. Unhappy about the call, and now it's going to be Fresno's hit. Sending it down deep. Yalavi against Neumann, able to hit it out there. Advantage play granted to Florida. Strum to Malmstrom. Yalavi in the center. A minute remaining in power play. Kopetsky to Yalavi. Malmstrom getting it in the center there, chipped away by Neumann. Heading to the back corner there, Edvin Nilsson able to get there first. He'll send it down the boards and retreat back to the power play defense. And chipped up there, Kopetsky. Coming around, he'll go back out to Yalavi. Matson to Yalavi. Soft passing here. Florida taking their time. The shot attempt by Yalavi sailing just wide left. Kim Nyberg now in the far corner. It's going to be a Florida hit. Now they're calling it for Fresno now. Kim Nyberg sending it down deep, looking for Smith. Intercepted by Yalavi. Yalavi down to Kopetsky. Spin back to Yalavi. 15 seconds remaining in power play and 30 seconds remaining in the first. Over to Matson, another shot attempt sailing wide out of bounds. 7 seconds remaining in power play. Malmstrom to Yalavi, the shot wide left. Nilsson there on the recovery for Fresno. Off the boards, he'll find Matt Smith, chipping it down, looking for Frafjord. No high stick call there. Malmstrom, pass intercepted by Smith. Power play is over, 15 seconds remain. Lucas Yalavi sending it to Malmstrom, chipped away by Knight. 5 seconds on the clock. Castellanos behind the goal line. And at the end of the first, it's a shutout period by Fresno. Your score at the end of one, Force 1, Vikings 0. Floorball fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to be coming to you in the intermission with an exclusive NAFL player interview. And, of course, we'll be back in just over 12 minutes with another exciting period of floorball action as the Fresno Force take on the Florida Vikings.
There you go.
Well, don't forget to
Floorball fans, we've just gotten done with an exciting and intense first period here between the Force and the Vikings. I'm joined here by number 90, Edvin Nilsson. Edvin, how are you feeling at the end of the first?
Feels good. Feels like we're grinding in defense. Feels like we have it under control right now.
Now, obviously, Florida, they're a high-octane team. They know how to maintain possession and create a lot of opportunities. What was your mindset heading into the game about your counterattack to that?
Not much. Just play like I used to. Just keep the simple things simple and keep it that way.
And what do you think your team needs to do heading into the second and third periods to extend your lead over Florida?
Just keep the calm. The goals will come. And just grind in the defense. So, yeah.
Very well. Defense wins championships. Edvin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Best of luck in the rest of the game. Floorball fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon with the second period between the Fresno Force and the Florida Vikings. Well, floorball fans, it's almost time to begin the second period of action here between the Fresno Force and the Florida Vikings. It's been an intense game so far. The Fresno Force shutting out the Minnesota Vikings in the first period. Certainly not what the high-scoring, high-octane Vikings were expecting, but they certainly have an opportunity to come back here with a lot of their key players, including Swedish men's national team player Linus Malmström, to get their offense rolling and kick themselves into gear. But before we return down, we'd like to remind you that without our sponsors, the NAFL wouldn't be possible. We sent our explorers out to search the galaxy, and they came back and told us there was only one stop for everything floorball, floorballplanet.com. And, of course, the NAFL has an official clothing partner for the 2023 NAFL season. It's Kempa. If you like what our referees are wearing, then you like Kempa. And as we head down for the NAFL face-off here between Neumann and between Kopetsky, you can trust that our game ball is the only official game ball of the NAFL, Excel, because like the NAFL, Excel chooses to rule. And of course, if you're curious about any stat from the North American Floorball League, past, present, or future, you can go online and find matches, goals, assists, and rankings, and more online at statbeat.com/NAFL. As we head down to begin the second, it's going to be a recovery by Fresno there on the faceoff. Heading it to Kim Nyberg. Nilsson back to Nyberg. Neumann chipping the ball up. Driving in, the pass sailing wide there, intended for Torkelson, now stolen by Wojtek Janacek. Janacek, the pass back down, Kopetsky. Janacek, close wing, it's good! Number 71, Wojtek Janacek, getting the Florida Vikings off to a quick start here in the second. A beautiful pass there, 19:30 remaining in the second period, and it's back to a tie ball game. Your score, Fresno Force 1, Florida Vikings 1. An impressive display there. It was a fast defensive counterattack. That's what Fresno's been capitalizing on all game. Florida now looking to make it their strategy. We'll see if they can use it to continue some momentum here to start the second. Recovery again by Fresno on the faceoff. Off the back wall will find Walsh. Walsh chips the pass to Knight. Back with Walsh. Florida's defense now retreating. Knight back to Smith. Smith, center lane. Back to Walsh. Walsh driving back. Stroom pressing him hard. He's starting to release again. He's got Knight on the close wing. Back to Walsh. Down over to Matt Smith on the far wing. Smith driving them into the center. Walsh able to pass it to Frafjord, but Jalovi with the steal. Walsh recovering there for the Force. Smith facing double-team defense going into the wall. And it's going to be a hit awarded here to the Fresno Force. Walsh, the pass to Frafjord. Back to Walsh, down to Smith. Off the wall, we'll find Castellanos. Smith now back in Fresno territory. Walsh to Frafjord. Sending it in deep to Castellanos, but it goes off the body of Jean Kral. Fresno still able to recover here on the offense. Walsh to Frafjord. He'll send it down to Castellanos again. The same offensive strategy from the Fresno Force. Keep a man in the crease at all times. Now it's Florida driving. Matson shot attempt saved by Söderqvist. He'll send the ball down to Knight. Walsh to Neumann as Fresno makes substitutions. Matt Smith down to Kim Nyberg. Smith rotating out now for substitutions. Adam Torkelson to enter. Max Blanco, far wing, trying to drive past Williamson. He's get boxed out to the ball. And it's sent all the way down to Söderqvist on the recovery there for Fresno. Edvin Nilsson over to Kim Nyberg. Down off the wall. Neumann around the goal line, coming back out now, looking for a sweep shot. It's good. Number 34, Alex Neumann, putting Fresno on the board in the second period. After a sustained drive, Neumann on a long surge from the far wing to center court there, waiting for an opportunity to make that sweep shot. And with 17-13 remaining in the second period, your score now, Fresno Force 2, Florida Vikings 1. Heading back down now for the face-off. It'll be number 23, Fredrik Frafjord, against number 17, Emil Madsen. And it going to the feet there. Oles Thrum trying to get there before Smith can. It's still a mad grab for possession in Florida territory. Lindborg able to get there just a second faster than Castellanos. Yalavi now with the ball. Castellanos retreating a bit. Madsen back to Lindborg. Smith cycling to be the up man in the zone defense here. Yalavi back to Lindborg. Lindborg cycling, close wing now. Yalavi from the point. Back to Lindborg, close wing. Florida biding their time here. Deep pass now. Oles Thrum, close wing. Back to Yalavi. Thrum, the shot attempt saved by Söderqvist. Walsh now, the pass off the wall to Smith. Linus Malmström retreating. Substitutions again here. Fresno bringing out first line. Kim Nyberg ready to inbound here for Fresno. He's got Nilsson close. Back to Nyberg. Oles Thrum, the up man here for Florida. Out to Blanco. Back to Kim Nyberg. Slow passing here from the force. Sending it down now. Neumann in Florida territory. I'll have to send it back out. Nyberg now close to center court. Down around the world to Max Blanco. Coming close wing to Nilsson. Nilsson facing pressure from Madsen. Will chip the ball into open waters. Kim Nyberg's there for Fresno. Nearly losing control. Gave Yalavi an in there on the defense. The pass to Nilsson. It had to bounce off the wall before he could field it to Torkelson. Over to Nyberg. Shot sailing high out of bounds. It's going to be Florida's hit in. 15.5 minutes remaining in the second. Both teams with a goal this period. Fresno still up by 1. Bexbucka to Janacek. Down to Bexbucka. Janacek coming closer now at midcourt. Back to Bexbucka. Down the close wing to Kopetsky. After Janacek driving the defenders towards the center. But pressure there from Frafjord's going to force the pass to Janacek. Back to Kopetsky. Over to Bexbucka. He's got some open court in front of him. He'll go instead with the pass to Janacek. Cycling around now, center lane. Kopetsky, shot attempt off the stick there. Fredrik Frafjord. It's going to be Fresno's hit in. Correction, it'll be Florida's hit in. The pass to Janacek. Williamson down to Bexbucka. Spinning around, trying to reach around Taylor Walsh there on the defense. Fresno now coming out ahead with possession. Walsh is going to have an open backcourt. Fresno going to take the time to try and mount an offensive drive here. Knight, the pass to Walsh. Less than 15 minutes remaining in the second. Knight now driving in close. The pass center court to Castellanos sailing wide. Matt Smith there, great hustle on the recovery. Smith, the spin around, facing double team coverage. It's going to be a free hit awarded here to the Force for a push call. And Torkelson here for Fresno, set to take it. They go in close. Neumann trying to get around Thrum. Thrum breaking up the three-man front there. Nilsson shot attempt. Sails wide left. He shot it while the ball was still in the air. Impressive attempt. Yalavi now to Lindborg. Madsen to Lindborg. Back to Yalavi. They've got Malmström on the far wing. Blanco starting to press in the center. Madsen off the wall. He'll find Malmström to Lindborg. Pass sailing wide. Madsen has to send it back down to Florida territory. Emil Madsen Coming in closer to the center, kicking it out to Jalavi. Over to Malmstrom. Driving in, he'll get the angle on Blanco. Pass going off the foot there of Nyberg. It'll break his momentum, but he's still able to get the ball off to Ole Strum. Over to Lindborg. In the center, Jalavi. Stolen by Torkelson. He's got Blanco in front of him. The shot attempt just wide left off the backboards. Lukas Jalavi. Pass deep to Malmstrom. Matson goes off the stick of Edvin Nilsson, sailing out of bounds. Again, we see field player defense in close to the crease. That's been the answer to a lot of Florida's repeated pressure and repeated attempts. Malmstrom pass to Jalavi. Shot attempt sailing wide out of bounds. It'll be another Florida hit in. Ole Strum to take it. The pass to Malmstrom. Jalavi off the wall. Finds Lindborg. Matson now facing double team defense. He'll pass it out to Lindborg. Center court. Malmstrom chipping it to Jalavi. He's got some room in the box. It's a goal for Florida. The assist pass to Ole Strum. Waiting in the crease. Able to get it under the body of goalkeeper Theodor Söderqvist. With 13:30 still remaining in the second, it's back to a tie ball game. Your score, Force 2, Vikings 2. It's certainly been a tight matchup so far up to this point. Fresno doing a great job, playing well, staying grounded in the defense, but after Florida's repeated pressure, goals are bound to happen with the amount of attempts they're making. We'll see if Florida can continue to turn the heat up and continue making chances. Wojtek Janacek now, close wing. He goes out, Bexbucka. Back to Janacek. Down the line. Kopetsky with the ball, spinning to break off Frafjord. Back down, Janacek to Bexbucka. In the center there, Holomoski almost able to get a shot attempt there, but the ball bouncing a little bit too much. Matt Smith on the steal there from Williamson. Stopped by Janacek. Bexbucka getting the ball around. Walsh off the wall, trying to find Smith. Able to set it down. Castellanos is going to be able to send it to Fredrik Frafjord. Impressive sequence here from the Fresno Force. Frafjord boxed out by Williamson. But he sends that ball wild. Bexbucka off the wall. Walsh is going to take it. Head coach Niklas Jonsson telling his team to back off and relax. Matt Smith sending the ball deep. Castellanos in close. Over to Frafjord. It's good. The strategy at play for Fresno. Off the torso of Castellanos, Frafjord driving in to take the ball from him. Jean Kral sprawling out towards Castellanos. He had one save. He couldn't get a second as Frafjord stops his momentum for a second to chip it in. 12:22 remaining in the second period. Fresno back on top. Your score, Force 3, Vikings 2. Both teams' offenses heating up here in the second period, the first being defined by defense. We'll see if offense continues to be the theme here of the second. It goes off the feet there of Lindborg. Florida still able to recover on the faceoff. Lindborg driving in close. Back to Jalavi. Over to Matson. Sending it in. It goes off the body of Nyberg. Now it's Torkelson on the close wing. Torkelson coming down. Over to Blanco. Posting out. Just off the left post. Neumann to Blanco for another attempt. It's good. Once again, second time the charm there for the Fresno Force offense. Number 8, Maximus Blanco. The returner to the Fresno Force team, signed with Sirius after last season. You can certainly see the improvement in his performance here. 12 minutes, 1 second remaining in the second period. The Force extend their lead. Your score, Fresno 4, Florida 2. As we've seen this period, floorball is a fast-paced, high-energy sport where anything can happen. Certainly a lot of scoring runs in the last few minutes. We'll see if Florida can make one of them their own. Recovery there by Florida on the faceoff. Goes to Jean Kral. Pass to Bexbucka. Janacek. Around midcourt, the pass to Kopetsky. Facing tight defense there from Frafjord. Kopetsky now going down around the goal line, behind the goal line. Off the back wall, Williamson in the box there to Holomoski, unable to convert. Janacek there stopping Fresno's momentum from Matt Smith there. Florida looking to reset. Janacek. Down to Kopetsky. Pass deflected there by Walsh. Florida still with possession. Janacek to Kopetsky. The spin to try and break around Fredrik Frafjord. Down to Bexbucka. Kopetsky coming in close. Chips it to Janacek. Down to Williamson trying to field the pass. He'll send it out of bounds. It's going to be a Fresno force hit in. You can tell Fresno is a team that has a lot of energy right now off of a phenomenal performance so far. That pass chipped up, and away off the stick of Lukas Jalovi. It'll be Fresno's hit in. Blanco to Neumann. Goes off the body of Jalovi. On the back wall, he's able to get a pass to Malmstrom. Malmstrom has Thrum deep, driving down. He'll get around Kim Nyberg, coming in close, looking for a Michigan goal almost, but it goes off the body of Edvin Nilsson. Off the outside of the goal. Malmstrom still fighting for possession. He'll go into the wall. A push call on Nilsson means a free hit for Florida. Deflected off the stick of Neumann. Neumann driving down now, center lane. Trying to get the angle on Lindborg. He'll have to stop, spin, turn around. Advantage play was granted there. It's going to be a hit here for the Fresno Force. Neumann off the wall to Torkelson. Matson playing strong defense there. Another free hit awarded here to Fresno. Neumann to take it again. We'll go to Torkelson behind him. Torkelson sending it back into Fresno territory. Well, they threw him the up man again here for Florida's zone defense, sending it down deep. Max Blanco, cross court to Nyberg. Back to Nilsson. Shot attempt sailing wide out of bounds. It'll be the Florida Vikings hit in. Over to Williamson. Back to Bexbucka. Down to Janacek. Janacek, the spin around Frafjord. Coming back now. The shot attempt goes off the body of Taylor Walsh. Knight chipping it into the far corner. Walsh around the world there to Justin Knight. He's got Kopetsky on him. Full court press here from the Florida Vikings. No retreat just yet. Now their bench calling for them to back off. Walsh going to have some space to breathe in the backcourt. Knight to Walsh. Walsh, deep pass down the center, taken there by Bexbucka. Down to Kopetsky. The spin trying to break around Matt Smith. Matt Smith with some lockdown defense there, but it leaves Bexbucka open. Over to Wojtek Janacek. Bexbucka to Kopetsky. The shot attempt goes off the body of his own man, Holomoski. Knight now, close wing. The pass to Smith, center court. Goes to Castellanos with some room to run. Down to Frafjord off the foot of Bexbucka. A close call there for the Vikings. Kopetsky now. Looking for a man to pass it to. His team making substitutions. He'll go to Lindborg. Down to Jalovi, far wing. Lindborg backing off. Will pass to Larson. In the center there, Stefan Holomoski fighting towards the crease. Edvin Nilsson able to get there first. Nilsson, far wing. He's got some momentum coming in. The pass to Blanco. Looking for Nilsson again. It goes off the stick of Jalovi. It's going to be Fresno's hit in to be taken from the far corner. Blanco passing there with Nyberg. Cross court to Nilsson. The shot goes off the helmet of Jean Kral. Another hit in here for Fresno. Blanco to take it again. He's got Neumann there. Neumann down to Nyberg. Over to Nilsson again. Nilsson with some open room. Torkelson nearly chipping it in. It goes around the goal. Holomoski trying to get it to Williamson. Hit away there by Nyberg. Neumann looking to make an attempt, but the ball trampled underfoot there. Goalkeeper Jean Kral discussing there with the referees after DePurity took a blade to the helmet. Heading down now. It'll be a face-off. Referee Vince Vaso placing it down there. Frafjord on Becksbucket. And it's shipped out of bounds immediately again. It'll be a hit in here for the Fresno Force. Frafjord to Smith. In the center there, Castellanos goes off the body of Kral. Smith still recovering here for Fresno. Heading towards the back corner, Liam Williamson trying to get the angle. Malmstrom able to stop the possession. Driving down now for Florida. He's got Motson for support. Shipped away by Frafjord. Heading to the far boards. Malmstrom. Pass intercepted there by Smith. Off the legs of Williamson. Sent down. Frafjord recovering in Florida territory. The spin around Becksbucka in the center there, trying to find Castellanos, taken by Jean Kral. Malmstrom in the center to Motson. Blocked there. Walsh with a smooth slide. Williamson sending it straight into the hands of Söderqvist. Florida, again, doing a great job of creating a lot of opportunities, but the momentum still sticking with Fresno for the time being. Neumann, pass goes off the legs of Jalovi. Malmstrom on the offensive, back off the wall to himself. Neumann coming to a screeching halt there. Double team defense, and Neumann's able to take it off of the Nyberg steal. Close wing, Nilsson looking for a man. Kopetsky pressing hard. We go down to Blanco, far wing. Over to Neumann, rounding the corner. He'll send it down to Torkelson on the close wing. Back in the center. Nilsson trying to drive closer and closer. Jean Kral recovering, but it's going to be a Fresno Force free hit there off of that double team defense while Nilsson drove to the crease. 6:47 remaining in the second. Neumann. Over to Blanco, just high and out of bounds. It'll be a hit in here for the Vikings. Jalovi to Lindborg. Over to Wojtek Janacek. Cycling around now, center lane. Drawing the defenders in, off the wall to Lindborg. Nearly unable to field it in time. That pass shipped off the stick of Blanco. Blanco trying to capitalize. Jalovi, the spin around Blanco. The lift pass to himself in the center. A beautiful drive, but a shot sails out of bounds. Fresno's hit in, wasting no time. Neumann to Blanco, into Torkelson. What a drive. The smart play there by the Fresno Force to take the hit in as fast as possible before Florida had reset. And then, of course, great passing down the line all the way to Adam Torkelson, left with an open net. 6 minutes, 21 seconds still to go in the second. Fresno continuing to push further and further. Your score now, Fresno Force 5, Florida Vikings 2. Of course, Fresno coming off of a lot of momentum from their win yesterday against the Minnesota Growlers, a team who has already been in playoff form. They've been doing well. But Fresno yesterday held the Growlers to only one goal. And now the pass. Motson, close. Williamson. The pass to Motson, sailing wide. Frafjord over to Walsh. Smith over to Knight. Fresno taking their time. 6 minutes remaining in the second period. Matt Smith, close wing. Facing pressure there from Strom. The right time to strike. Strom able to chip it away from Knight, but it will send straight into the hands of Söderqvist. Knight over to Walsh. Fredrik Frafjord, far side. Walsh with some open court there. No press just yet. The pass over to Smith. Back to Walsh. Off the wall. Frafjord sending it around. Castellanos trying to get there first. He'll sail into the boards. Play's going to be stopped. It'll be a face-off there as the ball goes off the overturned boards. Of course, Excel boards, easy to repair. It makes for a quick job as we get ready to head to the face-off in the far corner. It'll be Jalovi on Blanco. And Lindborg there facing little opposition in the far corner. Impressive pass, Jalovi. Janacek, the intended receiver, but he loses control. 2 men on him. Referee's going to stop play. The hit awarded to the Vikings. The Vikings currently have a strong Czech core, also a wealth of Swedish players. They'll have more joining them as we head to Florida for our second week of play in the NAFL season, when Nicholas Ramirez and Kevin Hoagland will be joining the Florida Vikings squad. Still already the Florida Vikings playing with Swedish men's national team player and world champion Linus Malmström, number 77. Off the wall, Kopetsky sends it back out to Jalovi. Janacek shot attempt, sails wide, off the backboards. Lindborg, another shot attempt, this time into the hands of Söderqvist. Walsh there on the far side. And certainly for Florida, their score hasn't been for a lack of want or trying. They've done an incredible job creating opportunities on the offense. It's just been paired by lockdown defense from Fresno so far, whether it's from their field players getting between the ball and the net or saves from Theodor Söderqvist. And that means overtime certainly is up to change. Walsh now facing a full court press from the defense. Castellanos sending it down to Smith, kicked away by Bexbucka. He'll put it to the corner. Can Castellanos get there first? It's going to be Liam Williamson there for the Vikings. Facing 2 men there, able to spin around. The hit's going to be awarded here to the Vikings. Oliver Bexbucka over to Mattsson. Williamson to Bexbucka. Driving now, far wing, back to Malmström. In the center there, Ström looking for a man to pass to. No one there, but Mattsson still able to recover. Malmström now driving from the far wing. Walsh getting low there on the defense, anticipating a shot. Bexbucka, a double spin and pass to Mattsson. His shot goes off the stick of Matt Smith. Malmström, shot saved by Söderqvist. Straight to the torso, and he'll pass it out to number 15, Taylor Walsh. 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Kim Nyberg to Max Blanco. Back to Nyberg. Down to Nilsson. Force taking their time here. Blanco on the far wing. Off the wall. He'll find Neumann. The pass into Torkelson goes off the body of Max Lindborg. It's going to be Fresno's hit in from the close corner. Blanco and Torkelson. Down to Nilsson, back to Torkelson. Coming around now, looking for some breathing room. He'll pass out to Nyberg. Neumann. Facing a press there from Ström. Able to get the angle on him. Torkelson now coming in close. Looking to box out Lindborg to make a shot opportunity. Ball going wild. Malmström on the attack. Saved by Söderqvist. A powerful shot there from Malmström. Neumann, the chip in the middle. Looking for Nilsson. It'll force him to the far wing. Driving down now. Shot attempt off the body of his own man, number 55, Adam Torkelson, in the center there looking for Nilsson. Kopetsky's there instead in the passing lane. It's going to be a Vikings hit here with 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Liam Williamson, the pass to Bexbucka. Down to Janacek. Driving in, coming around. The pass over to Kopetsky. In the center, Bexbucka shot attempt. On target, but just high, out of bounds. It'll be Florida's hit in here from the far corner. Adam Holomoski set to take it with Janacek. Janacek driving behind the goal line. Out to Kopetsky. The spin around Frafjord. Chip pass to Janacek. Knights on him tight there on the defense, but he's able to kick it away over to Kopetsky. Out to Bexbucka. Kopetsky, the ball bouncing there, unable to get a shot off. Coming around, pressure here from Frafjord for the forced defense. Bexbucka now in his own territory. The pass to Williamson. Williamson on Castellanos, racing there to the far corner. Ball chipped out of bounds. It's going to be Florida's hit in. 1:14 remaining in the second period. The pass to Malmstrom. Jalovi to Lindborg. Back to Jalovi. Intercepted by Torkelson. Coming now, close wing. A lot of momentum towards the goal line. Off the back wall to Blanco. Back to Torkelson. Torkelson pass, chipped there by Matson. Still able to find Neumann. The spin and slide. That's twice today Neumann has been able to maintain possession after going to the ground. Jalovi with the chip away, but it's going to be a hit awarded to the Fresno Force. 50 seconds remaining on the clock. Neumann inside to the box to Blanco there. In fielding the pass, he chips it out in a way where Lucas Jalovi able to get to it. Cross-court pass. Malmstrom now driving. Chipped off the stick there of Neumann. Malmstrom looking for an opportunity, trying to pass to Matson. The steal there by Blanco going off the wall. Hit there into Florida territory. Kicked by Jean Crawl. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Matson to Jalovi. Coming around center lane. Out to Malmstrom. Trying to field it. The ball sailing out of bounds. It's going to be a Fresno Force hit in. Their bench excited about that. 19 seconds still left on the clock. Frafjord taking it for Fresno. The pass back to Walsh. 15 seconds left. Back to Frafjord. 5 seconds left. Sending it down deep, off the wall. Castellanos not going to try anything. And at the end of the second period, Fresno extending their lead. Your score, the Force 5, Florida Vikings 2. Floorball fans, what a matchup this has been so far. Exciting to watch. That's why you're not going to want to miss the third period of floorball action here between the Force and the Vikings as we return in just under 12 minutes for the third period. And, of course, stay tuned during the intermission as we'll come to you with an exclusive NAFL player interview. Well, floorball fans of the North American Floorball League, we've just gotten done with another electric period here between the Force and the Vikings. I'm joined here by number 8, Max Blanco. Max, how are you feeling after 2?
We're feeling really good. Before this third period, we just need to keep so the toast doesn't get burned, you know? Mm-hmm. That's the key for this period, yeah.
Now, Max, you're a returner here, not only to the NAFL, but to the Fresno Force. What do you think about your experience in the first season in the NAFL compared to your experience this season?
I mean, there's not such a big difference. I've loved both years, you know. Mm-hmm. NAFL is great, and we'll just keep grinding on.
And what do you think has been the key for your team's mindset? Obviously, you're playing with a lot of energy. Your bench is getting very excited. What do you think has contributed to that energy we're seeing from the Force?
We have gotten closer as a group. From the first day to now, we're doing everything together. The first day was like the Swedes and the Norwegian players and the Canadian and American. And now we're doing everything together and getting closer as a team.
Phenomenal. Well, Max Blanco, best of luck in the third period. Floorball fans, you're not going to want to miss what comes next as we go to the third period of action between the Fresno Force and the Florida Vikings. Well, floorball fans, it's almost time to head back down to the court for what's set to be an incredible third period here between the Fresno Force and the Florida Vikings. But before we return down, we'd like to remind you that the NAFL wouldn't be possible without the help of our sponsors. As you know, we sent our explorers to search the galaxy. They came back and told us there was only one stop for everything floorball, floorballplanet.com. Whether for yourself or a club, your one stop, floorballplanet.com. The NAFL also has an official clothing partner for the 2023 NAFL season. If you like what our referees are wearing, then you like Kempa. From head to toe, from shoe to shirt. And of course, as we get ready for the face-off, you can trust that our game ball is the only official game ball of the NAFL. Excel, because like the NAFL, Excel chooses to rule. And of course, the stats for this and every other NAFL game, past, present, and future, is always available online at statbeat.com/NAFL. Again, that's statbeat.com/NAFL. Now as we get ready to head back down, Fresno lengthened their lead there in the second period, coming ahead 3 goals over Florida. It's been thanks to their lockdown defense. Florida's offense has still been on fire so far. It's just been a matter of converting shot attempts. A lot of field player defense from the Fresno Force, able to block shots, block passes that are made in center court. That's been the difference maker so far this game. We're going to see if Florida coming out of the locker room after the second is going to have an answer to it. Neumann driving, saved by Kral. Jean Kral passing it down to Wojtek Janacek. Off the boards, coming around fast. The pass to Kopetsky sailing wide. It'll come out Lindborg off the stick there of Alex Neumann. Looking for Torkelson. Sailing to the backboard, staying in bounds. Torkelson with a chance here, but he's facing double-team defense. Gets out to Blanco, trying to find Neumann. Chipped away there by Holomoski. Kim Nyberg, close wing. Nilsson back to Nyberg. Neumann. The pass to Blanco, down around the goal line. Fresno keeping the passing around the perimeter. Torkelson's waiting there towards the crease. Blanco going around now on the far wing. Trying to find Torkelson. Janacek there on the steal. They go back out to Kopetsky. And he'll send it back to Yalavi. Florida looking to make substitutions. And also to kickstart their offense here. Yalavi, the pass to Malmstrom. Back to Bexbucka. Over to Yalavi. Working from midcourt. Bexbucka. Passing back now. He'll come to Malmstrom. Close wing shot. Off the post. Another one saved there by Söderqvist. Off an attempt by Strom. It's going to be a Florida hit in here. Yalavi to Bexbucka. He'll lose control of the ball there, but he's still able to get it to Malmstrom. Back to Bexbucka. Over to Yalavi. Shot. Saved by Theodor Söderqvist. It's going to be another hit in for the Florida Vikings. Malmstrom sending a pass, but it goes off the body there of Matson. Justin Knight to Walsh. Frederick Frafjord. Coming around the center line here. Pass it deep to Smith. Smith able to field it. Cross court. Frafjord goes off the leg there of Yalavi. Recovered by Jean Kral. Wojtek Janacek. Far side coming around now in the center court. With the pass to Bexbucka. Matt Smith pressing here for Fresno. Lindborg, close wing. Bexbucka down to Janacek. Lindborg going back. Janacek, shot attempt goes off the body there. Number 15, Taylor Walsh. Trying to find Frafjord, stolen by Jacob Kopetsky. Wojtek Janacek, the pass back to Kopetsky on the far wing. Bexbucka to Lindborg, back to Bexbucka. 3 minutes passed so far in the third, and they've already been incredibly intense. A lot of back and forth. The ball getting sent deep into Florida territory there. Torkelson trying to beat out Bexbucka. He'll go with the behind-the-back spin pass. Now, from Kopetsky, it's over to Janacek. Back to Bexbucka, around center court. Kopetsky, cross court. Wojtek Janacek driving in close. Blocked off the stick there of Blanco. A shot attempt goes off the body of Nilsson. It's shipped out. Bexbucka into Janacek, looking for his man Olomoski in the crease. Nilsson takes it. And now Kopetsky missing the ball there for the shot attempt, losing control. Torkelson going to capitalize, driving down. Chip to the close wall. He's still able to get it out to Kim Nyberg. Fresno going to look to mount an offensive here and maintain their lead. A deep shot attempt by Edvin Nilsson, sailing wide. Going off the backboards. Jalovi taking it now. Lindborg to Jalovi. Down, blocked there by Max Blanco. Getting it around Jalovi. Driving in, just missing the ball for the shot attempt. Matson there on the recovery. Jalovi off the back wall to Lindborg. Fresno retreating now. Matson to Jalovi. Chipped away there by Blanco again. Frafjord trying to get some momentum here for Fresno. He's against Malmstrom. The board sailing all the way to the Secretariat table off that contact. Smith to Walsh. Facing a full court press here so far. Walsh to Frafjord in the center. Florida looking to turn the heat up here on defense and force faster offense from Fresno. Malmstrom over to Matson. Coming down the line, coming in tight, going behind the goal. He'll have Jalovi to Bexbucka. Back to Jalovi. Bexbucka. To Jalovi again, working perimeter passing here for Florida. Malmstrom, shot goes off the leg of Söderqvist. It's still in bounds after bouncing off the back wall. Sent down the line, referee's stopping play there. It's going to be a Florida Vikings free hit. First line back out here for the Fresno Force. Just under 15 minutes remaining in the third. Janacek to Kopetsky. Off the wall to Bexbucka. Kopetsky's shot attempt goes off the body there of Kim Nyberg. And a man down there. Kopetsky going to the ground for Florida. Still able to get back up. His team with possession. Nilsson chipping the ball away, helped by Torkelson. Now it's Lindborg, far wing, facing pressure. He'll send it back into Vikings territory. Bexbucka down to Lindborg. Cross court, Kopetsky just missing the timing there on that shot attempt. Nilsson trying to get it out. Wojtek Janacek saved by Söderqvist. A mad grab for possession ended there by Alex Noeman sending the ball out of bounds. It'll be the Fresno Force on the hit in. Referee stopping play there, getting a towel to wipe down the court. Still waiting here for the court to be clean to resume play. It'll be the Fresno Force getting set and ready to take it. Smith. He'll go down to Walsh. Malmstrom pressing him behind his own goal. Malmstrom able to get the steal, chipped away by Frafjord. Close call there for Fresno. Castellanos now down the line. Sending it in the center. Chipped up there by Matson. High stick violation. It's going to be a Fresno hit. Getting ready now. It's Nilsson to Nyberg. Nyberg sending it down the line deep. Bexbucka chipping it down. A battle for possession there between Jalovi and Neumann. Neumann coming out on top of the pass to Torkelson. Torkelson on the far wing looking for a man, but his pass falling flat. Bexbucka now for the Vikings on the counterattack. Matson in the center. Strum to Bexbucka. Back to Strum. Jalovi coming in close. It's good! Lucas Jalovi driving towards the center, direct on goal attempt. And that's going to put Florida back in the game. They're the first to strike here in the third period. 13:38 still to go. Your score, Fresno 5, Florida 3. Florida finally converting on one of their many offensive chances. They're putting more and more pressure on Fresno's defense. It seems they finally might be finding a strategy that's going to put them back on top. Lindborg down to Janacek. Spin around. Lindborg, cross court, Bexbucka. The shot attempt goes off the body of Walsh. Kubetsky off the wall to Wojciech Janacek. Kubetsky to Janacek. He's got Lindborg on the close wing. Go instead to Kubetsky. Fresno's defense playing tight, not looking to press too hard here with their zone. Out to Lindborg. Down to Bexbucka. Back to Kubetsky. Lindborg now looking for a shot attempt. He'll send it, but it'll sail far left. Justin Knight there recovering for the Fresno defense. Walsh now behind his own goal. Coming in through the crease. Waiting for his team to make substitutions. First line's going to come out. Florida bringing on a press, trying to capitalize. Shipped out of bounds there by Holomoski. It'll be a Fresno force hit in. Neumann set to take it. They go back down to Kim Nyberg. Nyberg facing a press, sends it down deep to Blanco, nearly losing control of it. He'll have to chip it back out to Nyberg in Fresno territories. Thrum and Malmstrom on the defense pressing. Another deep pass, this time to Torkelson. Boxed out there by Jalevi. Emil Mattsson able to get there for the Vikings. Mattsson down to Malmstrom. The pass going wide. Malmstrom over the boards. It's still fair play. Kim Nyberg driving down now. Blanco into Torkelson. Unable to convert. Bouncing out of bounds. An intense sequence there. Malmstrom flying out of bounds into the Fresno bench. And the attack there, almost able to convert. Max Blanco's shot sailing wide out of bounds. 12:01 remaining in the third. It's going to be a Fresno force hit in. Florida looking tired here on the court. They're going to need to tap into a second wind here in order to kickstart their defense against Fresno's attacks here. And a heavy press sending three men down, but it leaves Frafjord open. Cross-court Smith. Pass sailing wide, just out of bounds. It'll be the Florida Vikings hit in. Seems to be working so far, sending three men down on a full-court press, forcing Fresno to make quick passing opportunities. They seem confident that when pressured, even with open court, Fresno not going to be able to convert like they have been. Down to Kubetsky. Frafjord behind him. Ball chipped there. Getting out to Janacek still. Janacek off the wall. Back to Kubetsky. Now to Bexbucka. Janacek, close wing, driving in close. Jalevi to Bexbucka. Kubetsky's shot goes off the foot there of Justin Knight. Now it's Frafjord on the offensive for Fresno. Driving down. He'll have to stop. Boxed out by Holomoski. Pass cross court to Walsh. Able to get there before Kubetsky can. Fresno with a chance for continued possession here. Strom now on the press. Taylor Walsh taking his time. Team getting ready for substitutions. Sending it down. Matt Smith putting it in the back corner. He's battling there against Max Lindborg. Kicked around there. Lindborg still able to come away with it for Florida. He's got Bexbucka for support. Chipped there by Castellanos. Mattsson to Malmstrom. Over to Holestrom. Another Florida goal unanswered in the third period. Malmstrom left with open court and room to play. He goes with the pass to Holestrom. With 10:36 still remaining in the third period, it's getting ever closer. Your score, Fresno Force 5, Florida Vikings 4. Team's getting ready now for the face-off. It'll be Neumann against Kubetsky. Recovery there by Fresno on the faceoff. Söderqvist to Nyberg. Blanco facing an offensive there from Holomoski, who get a deep pass off to Nilsson. Into Torkelson towards the box. Saved there by Jean Kroll. Far side, Janacek coming around center lane. The pass to Holomoski sailing wide. Trying to find Kopetsky. The timing just a bit off. A little bit too much momentum there by Kopetsky. Torkelson sailing down to the far corner. Able to get ahead of it. Nearly a Michigan goal there. Instead it goes to Nilsson, whose shot attempt sails wide out of bounds. It's going to be a Vikings hit in. Fresno's lead not as secure now. Florida inching ever closer. Of course, floorball is a fast-paced, high-energy sport where anything can happen, and we're seeing it being proven in front of our very eyes here. Mattsson to Strum to Malmström. He'll go back to Bexbucka. Over to Jalovi. Cross-court, Malmström. Rearing up for an attempt, but it's saved there by Walsh and Castellanos. Mattsson now, far wing. In the center to Malmström, again off the body of Walsh. Sent down to Jean Kroll. Lucas Jalovi. The pass to Mattsson. Both teams happy about their performance. A save by Söderqvist, no goal. Frafjord. Spinning back around, we'll go with the pass to Walsh. Florida's bench yelling out good pressure, good pressure. Fresno's yelling out good defense. The pass to Lindborg. Malmström coming in center court off the stick of Smith to Castellanos. Smith again with another steal. Mattsson still able to get it out to Bexbucka. The key this period, Fresno has been able to do a great job of blocking shots, blocking passes. They haven't been able to convert them into counterattack attempts. They haven't been able to maintain possession after the hit. That's going to be their key here as we come into the last half of the third period. Malmström to Bexbucka. Over to Mattsson. Back to Bexbucka. They'll lose control of the ball, still able to recover. No press here from Fresno. Over to Lindborg. Florida taking their time, waiting for an opportunity. A save there by Söderqvist off the Mattsson attempt. Frafjord going to the ground. Chipped back around. Justin Knight, the only one there. They're going to pass out to Smith. The juke around Lindborg. Matt Smith holding the ball while his team makes substitutions. He'll pass it off to Adam Torkelson. Edvin Nilsson. He'll come down. Max Blanco. Able to get the angle on Holomoski. Driving in the center. Goes off the leg of Kroll. Torkelson shot attempt on the recovery. Goes off the body of Jalovi. Blanco still with the ball. Behind the goal line. It's going to be a Fresno hit here. It'll be Blanco and Torkelson set to take it. 8 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in the third. Torkelson down the line to Nilsson. Over to Nyberg. Neumann coming into the center there. He'll be beaten out there by Wojtek Janacek, able to get possession before he can. Now it's a mad grab on the back wall. Free hit's going to be called here for the Florida Vikings. Jalovi shot attempt wide left. Kim Nyberg there on the recovery for the Fresno Force. Coming around the center, the pass out to Nilsson. Neumann, close wing, driving down. The pass to Blanco. Looking for a man who isn't there. The lights aren't on. Nobody's home. Florida recovering. Substitutions here for both teams. Jalovi sends it to Mattsson. Bexbucka to Jalovi. Over to Malmström, close wing. Jalovi over to Bexbucka. In the middle there, Mattsson looking for an out route. Will go to Bexbucka to Jalovi. Over to Emil Mattsson. It's good. Florida scoring again. Close range, right side. 7 minutes, 10 seconds still to go in the third. It's back to a tie ball game. Your score, Fresno Force 5, Florida Vikings 5. It's been intense play here so far in the third. Florida with 3 unanswered goals this period. There's still a lot of time for either team to take some momentum. And a timeout called here. Fresno's head coach, Bruno Lundberg, the legend from Balrog, currently talking strategy with the team. Going to see if they can't supercharge their offense, reestablish their defense, heading into the last 7 minutes, 10 seconds of the third period. Florida has been continually creating opportunities, not letting off the gas. Discussing there in a huddle on the sideline. I'm sure not much will change from their approach. It's been working so far. And the timeout officially over. The team's getting ready to break their huddles. It'll be a face-off here in center court. Kopetsky set to take it here against number 34, Alex Neumann. Teams resetting here, both discussing the position of the ball. Recovery by Fresno. But chipped away there by Holomoski. Sailing into the wall. A push call there. It's going to be a hit awarded to the Vikings. Repairing the Excel boards there. Snapping them back into place. Kopetsky behind the goal. Looking for Holomoski. Stolen there by Neumann. The chip pass around Holomoski to Blanco. A lot of cohesion here from this Fresno offense so far on the passing game. Neumann off the back boards. Taken there by number 31, Jean Kral, the goalkeeper. Lindborg on the far wing. He'll pass close side to Bexbucka. Working the backcourt as Blanco starts to press. Blanco trying to cut off that passing lane with Bexbucka. Lindborg seeing it going on the attack there. Sending a pass off the wall intended for Janacek, but it sails wide. Nilsson able to get there now. Kim Nyberg, number 78 for the four, sending it down to number 34, Alex Neumann. Going to go past Bexbucka. Janacek able to recover. Looking for a pass out to Lindborg. It sails wide, but Fresno not going to pursue. Second line cycling in here now for the Fresno Force. Matson to Malmstrom. Getting the angle on Walsh, driving in close. Matson's attempt from close range inside the crease, stolen there by Suderkist. Taylor Walsh behind his own goal. Full court press here from Florida. Ollie Thrum getting behind. But it's going to be a hit awarded here to Fresno off an incorrect hit. Frederick Frafjord. Over to Walsh. Again, the press here from the Vikings. Knight driving down the far board. Stolen by Yalavi. Another steal by Knight. Able to get it out to Matt Smith, number 61. In striking range. It's a post and out. Frafjord still with possession for Fresno. Blocked there by Malmstrom. Lindborg behind the goal. That was a crucial stop there for the Florida Vikings. Lucas Yalavi holding the ball right now while his team makes substitutions. He'll go the pass to Janacek, far wing. Bexbucka, back to Yalavi. Over to Janacek. Yalavi off the wall to Kopetsky. Kopetsky facing pressure there from Nilsson. Will kick it back out into the backcourt. Janacek to Yalavi. Driving in a bit closer now. Florida speeding up some of the passing, but it results in a steal there. Frafjord, Castellanos down to Smith. Smith looking for a pass. Coming around over to Castellanos. With some time to hold the ball, he'll pass to Nilsson. Down to Nyberg. Over to Nilsson, far side. Goes off the legs there of Oliver Bexbucka. The pass out to Wojtek Janacek. Driving down, he's got the speed. Sails wide right as he makes the attempt. And it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Fresno Force hit in with 4 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the third. Nyberg, deep pass down to Neumann. Neumann, shot goes off the body of Lindborg. Kicked out to Matson. Matson driving down. Goes off the feet there of Nilsson. Blocko recovering for the Fresno Force through the legs of Bexbucka, now to the close wing. He'll send it back down to Nyberg. 4 minutes remain. If neither team is unable to score before the end of regulation, it'll go to a sudden death 5-minute overtime. If neither team can score in overtime, the rules call for a penalty shootout. It's going to be a Fresno free hit here. Tensions running high down on the court. Both teams know the importance of every passing second here, the significance of the passing of time as we head closer to an overtime possibility. Malmstrom now breaking down on the close wing. The pass to Matson. He'll get it back out to Lindborg. Florida looking to mount an offensive here. Jalovi goes down to Strum, working with Lindborg. Jalovi on the close side. Jalovi driving in center lane. Over to Matson. Back to Lindborg. Down to Malmstrom. Over to Matson on the outside of the goal, sailing out of bounds. It's going to be a Fresno Force hit in. As time runs out, every hit and every free hit becomes increasingly crucial. We're going to see if Fresno can make it count here. Frafjord. He'll look to Walsh. Driving in towards the center, back to Frafjord, close wing. Olomoski starting to press tight here. Get it back out to Walsh. Sending it across. Knight trying to get it over to Smith. Taken there by Kral and Jalovi. Jalovi now driving down for the Vikings. Over to Janacek, goes off the body of Justin Knight. It'll be the Vikings hit-in, taking it quick. Kopetsky pass intercepted there by Matt Smith. Castellanos missing the pass there sent by Smith, allowing Jalovi to get to the ball. Florida making substitutions here. Lindborg to Bexbucka. Down to Malmstrom. Malmstrom driving down. He'll get the angle on Knight. The spin around. Down to Lindborg. Less than 2.5 minutes remaining. Matson trying to find Bexbucka. He'll miss fielding that pass, but it's not going to matter. Matt Smith not going to press past half court. Emil Matson, far wing. Back to Bexbucka. Lindborg with the ball. Florida taking their time here, confident in their offense. And the ball sails off the body of Nyberg. Ole Strum set for the hit, and he passes to Matson. Over to Bexbucka. Lindborg. Again deflected by Nyberg. Matt Smith driving for Fresno. The pass to Neumann. Saved by Jean Kral, but he loses the ball. It gets trampled underfoot in a wild turn of events. For a second, Jean Kral didn't even know that he had made the save. 1:50 left in the third period. Still a tie ball game here. Fresno 5, Florida 5. Both teams taking their time, getting ready here for a face-off in the far corner after the ball crushed underfoot. It'll be Torkelson on Jalovi. Ball chipped out of bounds. It'll be a Fresno Force hit in. 1:48 left on the clock. Torkelson to Neumann. Losing control of the ball there. Jalovi trying to capitalize. Again chipped out of bounds. Intense battles there on the far corner. Another Fresno hit in. Neumann trying to get it over to Nyberg. It goes off the body of Lindborg. Now the pass to Matson in the center. Stolen by Nyberg. Over to Torkelson. Torkelson driving down. Goes off the leg of Jean Kral. 1:30 remaining in the third period. Linus Malmstrom staying close to the substitution zone as he comes out. Kopetsky now with the ball. Goes to Jalovi. Wojtek Janacek calling out to his team saying one more. They have 1:15 to try and make it happen before sudden death overtime. Wojtek Janacek goes down to Kopetsky. Olomoski subbing out for the Vikings. The pass down to Emil Matson. Less than a minute remaining in regulation. Wojtek Janacek in the backcourt. Fresno not trying to press, not trying to give up any space here. that could cause a Florida Vikings goal. Matson driving in close. Chip there off the stick of Adam Torkelson. It'll be a Florida Vikings hit in. Malmstrom set to take it there with Ole Strum. Malmstrom down close to Kopetsky. Over to Janacek. He's got Matson on the right wing. Instead, he's going to drive down and then pass to Matson. Kopetsky on the close wing. 30 seconds remaining in the third period. Still a tie game. Matson. Over to Janacek. Malmstrom shot goes off the stick there of number 34, Alex Neumann. Back to Matson at the point. Over to Malmstrom. 15 seconds. The shot sails wide out of bounds. A critical miss there. Fresno going to look to make it count. Nyberg, pass intercepted by Kopetsky. Malmstrom tries to send it down. Saved by Söderqvist. Down to Torkelson. Over to Neumann. Nearly good. Sailing just wide. And with that, this game is going to overtime. Final score at the end of regulation. It's Fresno 5, Florida 5. We'll be back in 2 minutes for the 5-minute sudden death overtime. Well, floorball fans, the time has come here after an intense regulation match here between the Fresno Force and the reigning champion Florida Vikings. It's gone to overtime, 5-5. Number 55, Adam Torkelson, nearly scoring a goal with 2 seconds left on the clock, but number 31, Jean Kral, goalkeeper for the Vikings, keeping them alive. The 5 minutes begins. The first team to score will win the game. If no team scores at the end of this overtime, the match will go to a penalty shootout. There have been 2 overtime games so far in the 2023 season of the NAFL. It's a testament to the exciting, close matchups we have with evenly matched teams. We're seeing it again here today. Kopetsky, cross court to Janacek. Off the wall. Nilsson trying to recover there. Ball chipped out of bounds. That's going to be a Fresno Force hit in. 30 minutes elapsed so far. Nilsson sending it down to Neumann. Kopetsky boxing him out. Neumann looking for the call. Seems like he'll find it. It's going to be a hit awarded here to Fresno. Kim Nyberg down to Neumann. Back to Nyberg. Sending it down in the center. Taken there by Kopetsky. The pass out to Matson. Goes off the leg there of Torkelson. It's going to be a Florida Vikings hit in. Emil Matson with the pass to Wojtek Janacek to Kopetsky. Max Blanco, the up man. Working the press, continuing to drive him back there. He's got support from Matson on the far wing. He'll take it. Kopetsky now, close wing. A minute has passed, 4 minutes to go in overtime. Into Malmstrom, the save by Söderqvist. Nilsson now driving on the counterattack. The spin around pass goes off the leg there of Kopecky. Blanco. The shot attempt wide left, out of bounds. It's going to be a Florida Vikings hit in. Going to try and capitalize as Fresno makes substitutions. The pass down to Malmstrom, close wing. Back to Kopecky. Wojtek Janacek to Emil Mattsson. Mattsson, far side. Coming around, the pass to Janacek, down to Kopecky. Now Janacek coming in closer. Frafjord starting to press more. Fresno staying laser focused. Emil Mattsson to Janacek again. The Vikings still being forced to do perimeter passing here against the Fresno defense. Olestrom, cross court. Kopecky now driving in over to Malmstrom. In the middle there, Mattsson missing the shot opportunity. A pass from Olestrom, saved there by Castellanos. Over to Matt Smith. Down the boards on the close side. Matt Smith with a lot of hustle, able to get there before Kopecky. It's a battle for possession on the back boards. Jean Kral able to take it there for the Florida Vikings. Malmstrom, the chip pass up. He'll find Kopecky. Mattsson now driving far wing in Fresno territory. He'll send it to Wojtek Janacek. Off the wall. Back to Mattsson. 2.5 minutes remain, over halfway through as Malmstrom's shot attempt goes off the body there of the Fresno Force. It's going to be a Florida Vikings hit in. 2.5 minutes exactly on the clock. Pass to Jalovi. Post and out on the outside. Neumann sending it to Blanco. Blanco on the offensive over to Torkelson. Saved by Jean Kral. It's still in bounds. Neumann going into the board. Still fair play. Now it's going to be the whistle blown. A hit awarded to Fresno. What an intense attack and counterattack there by both teams. Pushing the resilient Excel boards back into place somehow. Not separating after that intense collision. Torkelson shot. Sails high out of bounds. It's going to be a Fresno hit in again. 2 minutes, 11 remaining. They're taking it fast. Neumann shot. Goes off the leg of Malmstrom, causing it to sail wide left. Janacek now for Florida, going to look to put the pressure back on Fresno and rebuild their offense here. Jalovi with the pass to Janacek. Less than 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Jalovi to Janacek. Coming around now, center court. Facing a solid front there. He'll have to come to the wing. Jalovi back to Janacek. Over to Kopecky. Down to Strum. Malmstrom, the man in the center. Perimeter passing still. Matt Smith on the press there. 1.5 minutes remaining in sudden death overtime. Florida doing a great job maintaining time of possession here. Janacek having trouble fielding that pass. Smith not going to risk making a vital mistake there by pressing too hard. Kopecky back to Janacek. Down to Jalovi. Janacek in the center. Looking for an out. He'll go to Jalovi. He'll miss that pass again. Not enough pressure to make it count here from Fresno. 1 minute remaining in overtime. The ball goes to Malmstrom off the body there of Neumann. It'll be a Florida Vikings hit in. Olestrom set to take it. 55 on the clock. The pass, Jalovi to Janacek. The shot attempt off the leg of Nyberg, causing it to sail wide. It's going to be a Fresno Force free hit. 49 seconds left on the clock. The deep pass down. Nilsson looking for Smith. He'll find him. Smith with some open waters coming around, trying to find Neumann. Wasn't expecting it, still able to find it. Torkelson going to the ground. It's a penalty call. A head-on collision with 37 seconds still to go in overtime. What a crucial call. The Fresno Force about to enter power play in the last moments of the game. Captain number 77, Linus Malmstrom, discussing with referee Vince Faso. But he's going to be going in the penalty box still. The world champion, one of the top performers for the Vikings team, sitting out here in these crucial, draining seconds. Again, a reminder, if neither team is able to score here, then the game will go to a penalty shootout, best of 5. Neumann to Nilsson, the shot attempt. It's high out of bounds. It's going to be a Florida Vikings hit in. Lukas Jalovi taking his time there. He'll send the ball down deep. Neumann trying to recover. The hit's going to be awarded here to Fresno. .30 seconds to go. Edvin Nilsson now inbounding for Fresno. Neumann to Smith, cross court. Torkelson. Nilsson in the center. Neumann, Smith. Chipped away there by Kopecky. Smith able to get it out to Torkelson. 2 shot attempts on target, both saved by Jean Krall. Last 10 seconds of the game here. Neumann coming around, looking for a sweep shot. The pass to Nilsson goes off the body there of Kopecky. And we're going to a penalty shootout, the first of the 2023 NAFL season. What a rapid fire sequence there. 2 shots nearly getting past Jean Krall in tight, close range quarters, but the Vikings still able to survive those 40 seconds of power play. We'll be back in just a few minutes as we get ready to head down to the court for the penalty shootout. And the referees calling for the start of the penalty shootout. We've reset the scoreboard on the stream to keep track of the goals made exclusively in the shootout. A reminder, the official box score still 5-5 between the Fresno Force and the Florida Vikings. Despite being penalized, Linus Malmstrom is allowed to take the penalty shot. Remember, the NAFL differs from IFF rules only in that we impose a 15-second shot clock on all penalty shot attempts. Malmstrom with several fakes looking to get around Söderqvist. He'll be able to do it with a quick juke to the left side. Florida Vikings first strike. Coming out now. It's going to be number 90, Edvin Nilsson for the Fresno Force. He's had some experience this season already with penalty shots. We'll see if he's able to convert again like he has so far this season. Number 31, John Kroll, going to be the goalkeeper for Florida. Nilsson getting set up, center court. And with the whistle, he's beginning, taking his time. Nilsson driving in close. And with a spin, lift, and score, the Fresno Force matching the Vikings so far in the shootout. Now it's number 88, Max Lindborg, coming out to take the second shot for the Florida Vikings. Theodor Söderqvist, the goalkeeper again for the Force. And with the whistle, the shot's going to begin. Favoring the right side a bit here from Lindborg. Driving in a bit closer. Staying towards the right. He's able to get one up and over to Söderqvist. A second goal in the shootout here for the Florida Vikings. John Kroll heading back out to defend for Florida. And heading out now to take the next shot, it's going to be number 34, Alex Neumann, for the Fresno Force. Neumann coming down the center line. Starting to slow a bit. And some stops there as he's going to drive close. And he gets around John Kroll. Kroll had the right direction of the shot, just wasn't able to get there in time. Another misdirection from the Fresno Force. And they're going to keep the shootout tied. No missed goals yet for either team. Lucas Jalovi now taking this next shot for the Florida Vikings. Söderqvist making a change here. Starting on his feet, getting down low now. And he'll get it under Söderqvist from the right side. Lucas Jalovi coming off the court looking like it's just another day in the office. Florida again with another made shot. And Fresno will now send out number 78, Kim Nyberg. Nyberg serves also as assistant captain for the Fresno Force. He's an important defender for their first line. Nyberg taking his time, taking it slow. And he sends the shot wide left. No need for Jean Kroll to try for a save. And that means Florida now has an advantage by 1 goal in the shootout. Number 5, Jacob Kopecki. Here for the 4th shot for the Vikings. Favoring the right side, going to try for the left. He'll get it. And Florida with their 4th goal of the penalty shootout. Fresno would have to make all of their remaining shots, and Florida missed the next one to keep it at 4-4 for the shootout. Number 55, Adam Torkelson, a high-energy, high-point performer for Fresno, coming out to take this crucial 4th penalty shot. Torkelson walking down, steady pace. He'll lift it and get it around Jean Kral. The Fresno Force not out of the running just yet. Still down a goal in the shootout. Ole Strum coming out to take the final shot here for the Vikings. Ole Strum taking it a little faster. Far side. Going around, he'll lose control of the ball and it sails back down. The miss by Florida, leaving an opportunity here for Fresno. Fresno staying alive by inches. If they tie this shootout, it'll go to another until a victor is finally found. Jonas Castellanos going to try and keep the dream alive here, number 27 for the Force. Castellanos taking his time, certainly trying to get the mindset right. Taking it slow, again favoring the right. Coming around, saved by Jean Kral. The penalty shootout ending. 4 for Florida, 3 for the Force, and that's the game. The first penalty shootout match of the 2023 NAFL season. Your final score, Fresno Force 5, Florida Vikings 6. What an incredible matchup. Certainly a classic already of the 2023 season. Floorball fans, thank you for joining us for this incredible match of floorball action here live from Georgetown, Texas. Don't go anywhere just yet. We'll be coming to you with an exclusive post-game interview. And, of course, we'll be back in less than 45 minutes whenever the Minnesota Growlers take on the Fort Worth Jaguars. Well, floorball fans, we've just gotten done with an incredible matchup here between the Florida Vikings and the Fresno Force. I'm joined here by goalkeeper Jean Kral of the Vikings. How are you feeling after the shootout, after the match, after the win?
Well, tired. But yeah, it's really amazing feeling because I was on the bench for 3 games because we have really incredible trio of goalkeepers. And I think, yeah, I'm the second one here, but for me it was amazing match because after first period I was really upset. And the second didn't help me at all. It really got me onto the really down floor. Yeah. But yeah, in the third period, it was amazing from the team. And with really big piece of luck, we made it in the shootouts.
What was your mindset heading into the third period? What changed where you were able to get more confident and keep that mindset heading into the shootouts?
Well, I think we had really big talk in the dressing room. And yeah, our coach told us we were not playing our game. and it really wasn't nice talk, but we deserved it. And yeah, after that we started playing our game, and it got really much better. And with the third and fourth goal, we really knew we will win this match.
And what do you think is the lesson that your team is going to take from this win as you head into the rest of the season?
Well, I think we have to play like we played in third period for the whole game. We were talking about it in the dressing room, and yeah, that's the reason why we did it in shootouts, but we had to win in regular game. But yeah, the lesson is play all 60 minutes.
All 60 minutes. Well, Jean Kral, congratulations on the incredible victory.
Thank you so much.
Floorball fans, thank you for joining us. Don't worry, we've got more floorball action coming to you soon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time when the Minnesota Growlers take on the Fort Worth Jaguars. We'll see you then. Until next time, I've been your host, Tanner David.